Hey guys, welcome back to the Dream Lab. We're doing something just a little bit different in this episode. So Rahel is going to share her dream, and we're just going to walk through the dream with her right now, what it might mean, that interpretation, and how that applies, just to see a little bit more of the process when you're just live interpreting a dream versus being able to take the time to stop and to diagram it out and think through the whole process. So hopefully this will give you another aspect of dream interpretation that will help you. So Rahel, your dream.
Yes, so my entire dream happens in a restaurant. So I'm taken to a restaurant. This lady whom I know, she takes me in. And then I see a round table and all the ladies are sitting there. I sit there and I'm being introduced to each one of them. I spend some time there and the scene changes, but I'm still there, still inside. And now I see a family sitting at the table and I feel that it's lunchtime and I'm kind of taken to the back of the restaurant where the kitchen is and the food is being prepared. And at the same time, I see there is a buffet of food that's there and the food is steaming hot. I'm able to smell the food in my dream. And I see that I'm holding a white plate and I'm just going towards the food. I mean, I'm just about to take it and the food is hot. Yeah.
And that's the end of the dream?
Yes.
All right, so let's see. So you're in a restaurant, and I think I might have missed one piece. You were with a friend or with somebody else at a table?
This lady, she takes me in.
Okay, so she takes you into that, and then that's where you're taken back towards the back of the restaurant. I think my brain lost something in that dream.
Okay, so I see that I enter the restaurant along with this lady.
Right.
And then in front, I see that there is a round table where a lot of ladies are sitting. And she makes me sit and I'm being introduced to them.
Okay.
And after that, I'm with them for some time and the scene changes, but I'm in the same place at the same table.
Yes.
The people, they have changed. Now it's a family.
Okay.
Yes, and during that point of time, I realized that it's lunchtime and I can smell food. And then I'm taken to the back of the restaurant where the food is being prepared and also served at the same time. And then I see that the food is ready and it's hot and steaming. And I'm holding a white plate and I'm just about to go and serve my food.
Okay. All right. So let's try this again. You're in a restaurant. You're being taken into this restaurant by this woman who brings you in and sits you down at this round table with a bunch of other ladies. You're being introduced to them. They're being introduced to you. And then the scene changes. You're still at that round table, but now it's a family that's there instead of the ladies that were there. Mm-hmm. And you're realizing, boy, it's lunchtime. I'm starting to get hungry, and you can smell the food. Yes. And so someone takes you to the back of the restaurant where the food is being prepared, but it's also like there's this big buffet there. Yes. And you have this white plate, and you're getting ready to grab some of this food. It's all hot, and you can smell it. And you're excited about eating. Uh-huh. Yay. Okay, let's just jump into this process. So the first scene is restaurants. A lot of times will talk about a place where you receive spiritual food. Mm-hmm. So but the first one is not really about the food. It's about the fellowship. Mm-hmm. So you've come into a church, most likely, where you have fellowship, where it's more about what you're learning and what you're receiving. And you have the capacity to handle what's being released, the white plate. Like you can hold it on your plate. It's righteous, it's pure, so you have the capacity for it, but that's the season that you're in now. So let's start taking a look at those different pieces. So thinking about a restaurant is a public place where many different people can come, where a lot of people can be served, a lot of people can receive food. There's people that are serving, that are presenting it. And so that picture is a picture that's often used in dreams for churches, for teaching ministries. But in a restaurant, there's two different things that happen. often because you have the fellowship. Because a lot of times if you're going to go to a restaurant, especially if you're with friends, you're hanging out and it's about the fellowship piece, but it's also about the food piece. And the focus of what's happening in the restaurant will let you know which one it is. So that first place, it's almost like you're being brought in by this lady, which I believe would be Holy Spirit, who's been guiding you into this place and developing relationship, developing connection. And round table, everybody has an equal part. Like there's not the head of the table. It's just everybody is around the table just to receive, just to learn. But you're in a place where what you need is more than fellowship right now. You still need, it's not that you don't need that. You need more than fellowship. You actually need family and you need to grow spiritually. And so you're coming into this season where the capacity that you have to receive the good things of the Lord is going to be filled. And it's almost like you can smell it, like you can feel it. It's like, oh, this is going to be good. I know that this season is going to be a good season. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So how does that apply into what's going on in your life? Like, where does that fit?
Okay. I can't believe I mean, is the camera on? Oh. Wow.
Wait, if you don't want to, you don't have to share that. It's just.
Okay, so we are in a season of transition, a major transition that's happening to us. And definitely we are about to be with our family in the next month. And okay, so it's like we are leaving US for good. And
I didn't expect you actually to go there unless you were comfortable with it. But just about that place, like that makes sense. Like you've been in a place where you've been developing relationships. It's almost like new relationships.
yes.
And now you're coming back into a place of family. But one of the things that the Lord is encouraging you is the food that's available. Like your capacity has been increased. And you're going to be receiving these amazing things that you now have the capacity to receive. You're going to be learning and partaking of these spiritual truths at a whole nother level. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's so good. So now that's a little bit more like what it usually looks like when you're talking to your friends or you're talking to someone about a dream and you're just walking through it. You don't always get the opportunity to stop and pause the video and work through it, though it develops something that's really important in our ability to process revelation. But you also want to practice just doing it on the fly, where you just walk through or talk through the interpretation as you're hearing it and see where it goes. So hopefully that'll give you something else to think through and to develop your dream interpretive skills even more. Bless you guys. We will see you the next time on the lab.